Hi everyone, this is Nancy from FancyNancyStamps.com and I'm welcoming you to my studio today. We're going to be having a little bit of fun with our artistically inked stamp set. I love this stamp set and I know I've used it for a lot of cards, but it's so versatile and there's so many different things you can do with it. Today I'm going to be showing off two different pieces of designer series paper that I haven't used before, as well as just a fun little design and just playing around. I'm also going to use a little bit of gilded leafing, which I hope you all love. It's kind of fun, and I'm just going to be using it in a very simple little way that I think will really make the card pop. So hopefully you will enjoy that. So let's take a look at the supplies I'm going to be using today. Here we go. Make sure we get everything set here. I'm going to be using, as I said, the artistically inked stamp, and for sentiment I'm going to be using a Well Said. You know how I feel about sentiment stamps. When you find good ones, hang on to them. They're versatile, use them always. I also will be using the artistic dies, which are just beautiful. I've been working on my all occasion cards class that we do on Wednesdays, and this one's going to play a big role, so I've been having fun today. In addition, I'm going to be using these four colors. I'm going to be using my Pale Papaya and Calypso Coral just for some accents. I'm going to be using the Granny Apple Green because I love these two together, and Mossy Meadow just to make my sentiment pop, but not be too strong like with a black ink color. So we're going to play with that a little bit. So let's kind of get started here and let's see how it goes. Put everything to the side. I know I'm going to overstamp today, meaning I'm going to go off the sides of my paper. So just in case, I'm going to put this up here, get more comfortable. And I'm going to start out with, my card has a little label on it. And I've done this using the Tasteful Label dies. I didn't pull out those dies to show you, but I want to have a little bit of fun with this. And so I decided that I was going to use the largest flower in the artistically inked set, and I'm also going to use Best Wishes. Well, you're going to be saying, oh, there's an awful lot on this particular piece of paper, but worry not. I'm going to also get out an extra piece of paper here because I'm going to do some cutting and trimming and all of that good stuff. So let's start out with the Best Wishes sentiment, and I want it to be in the lower right hand corner of this label. So I'm going to just level this up, see how I want it. I want it right there. Yep, just like that. So we have that. I can set this aside for now. I want to do this in the papaya. So, and I know that I want it to go off the sides of the paper. I also know it's going to have a leaf, so I want to have a nice indentation. So I'm going to do it about like this. Go. So we've got a nice little splattering of that papaya on there. I'm also going to use the smaller rose, and so I'm going to do that. Can't figure out why I have this size piece of paper here. I hope I'm not confusing myself. And I'm going to do this rose. I'm also going to take my Granny Apple Green and I'm going to do a leaf. Right here. And I don't usually bring my embossing and cutting machine to the table because it's just easier if I do those away from the table, but just know that I have already stamped them and cut them. So I'm just going to hang on to this because I'll need that for another class. And now with the dauber, I'm going to do a little action on this beautiful papaya rose. And so I want the center to be just a little bit rosier, but not too. And I'm just going to kind of go around the edges of this just to give it interest. Okay. And I'm going to put these two items using dimensionals onto this card. So I'm going to start with my leaves. And all I want to do is just, like I say, give them interest. Do the same thing with our rose. And I'll show you in a minute why I have chosen to do this label first. Normally it is not what I do first, but I've got a little extra thing I'm going to do, so. Well, I would have liked to have done this slightly better, but we're going to do it like that. And it's going to be beautiful, so. There we go. So now I have that almost done, but I want the paper that I'm going to use, and let me just pull out this piece of paper, is this piece of paper. And I don't know if you can see the beautiful gold speckles in it. And I want to replicate that on this little label I've just made. So I am going to use my glue and just go in a circle. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 1 in the center, and I want that one to be a little bit better. And I'm going to let that dry. So let me bring it just slightly closer to the camera so that you can see I've made 7 little daubs of glue, very, very small, and we're going to let those just dry. So we'll bring that back in a little while. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's get started on our card. As I said before, we're going to use this papaya as our base, and this base is 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold it in half and creating a typical, I know I just put it here, bone folder to make sure that we get a nice crisp fold. There we go. I like everything to be nice and even. There we go. And I then will use this granny apple green that I've cut at 3 3/4 by 5. It's going to go right here. But before I do that, I want to add my pretty little pieces of paper. So I have cut this little piece. It's 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 by 2 5/8, I think. She says with absolutely no confidence whatsoever. And I'm using my Stampin' Seal, which I typically use. I want just 1/8 of an inch as my little border. Yeah, like this, around this edge. Now you saw me turn my paper. I can't honestly tell you if there is an up and a down, or it's hard to tell by looking at this pretty paper. But what I can tell you is sometimes there's just a way that I want that flower to look. So that's what I did. And now I'm going to add a piece of this Designer Series stripe. It's in the same package. It is also 3 5/8 across, and it's 2 1/4 inches. It's going to overlap just a teensy, which is just fine. The most important piece is that we have the same kind of border around the bottom that we do at the top. which we do. There we go. And I have a piece of Granny Apple Green ribbon, which I love, and I'm certain it is last maybe even 2 years catalog ago. But just like sentiments, for me, as long as we have the ribbon in stock or the color in stock, I use this ribbon. And you know, you can substitute any Granny Apple Green. They have the same look. This is the Granny Apple Green I happen to have. So just saying that. And I just am taping on both sides to get this just the way I want it. And it's going to be perfect. I'm going to put it on the front of my card. So I always tell you guys what I'm looking at out my window. I have a pair of goldfinch who have decided to build a nest just outside this window. And when they are perched outside of the nest, they're always on this beautiful hydrangea plant. And with the color of the buds and the color of the birds, oh my goodness. Now, if I was a camera buff, I would have a great picture. Unfortunately, I'm not real good with the camera, but this might be my day to learn. There we go. So I've got this on the front. I also want to add just a few little gems to make this just pretty special. So I'm going to add those right now. And these are the papaya genial gems. There we go. All right, let's move right on into the inside of the card. This is also going to be a little bit more fun. I love to do things that are fun. So we're going to have a piece of white that's also going to be centered on this green. So let's take a look at what we've got. I'm going to start with, again, back to my pale papaya. And I'm going to do the big flower. Yeah, I think I want to do it just about like that. I always like them to kind of go off the edge just for interest. And I am then, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I need to use this again. I am going to, before I stamp my next piece, I'm just going to take my dauber and just add some colors just around the edges. Not a lot, just a little for fun, just to add color. And now I'm going to do my rose like we did before. Stamp it up, put it down, and again I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to add just a little bit of color just for fun. And then, which I haven't done yet, is I'm going to use the very smallest flower stamp, but I'm going to use this one just with the Calypso Coral and put it in the center. And I want to add some green leaves. I should have stamped off once. Remember that, guys. Stamp off once. It's a little harsh. And I want to add some leaves. There we go. And I want to have another sentiment, and the sentiment is, may the rest of your lives be the best of your lives, which I love that sentiment. So I can use this one for an anniversary card. I can use this for a wedding card. And it's going to be beautiful. Stamp off. Stamp on. Oh, perfect. All right, let's add that to our Granny Apple Green paper. And then we'll be adding this to the inside of our, whoops, please no. I always hate when I get it stuck and it's not quite right. Sometimes you just say it's close enough because you're going to make it worse. That was my situation there. Let's put that on the inside of the card. I like it. There we go. Okay, so let's go back to the front of the card and let us see if, I know I have one that's ready here. Back to this little tag, and I had told you I had these little dots. Ooh, 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 where's my sponge? Yes. And I just want to add a little gold leafing to those little spots in the front. I'm just pressing those on, kind of pulling the little bitsies off. And you've heard me say before, I keep it in this container so it just doesn't get out of control. And as you can see with this sponge, it's just whipping these off. Tell me that isn't just special. I love how that turned out. So that just made my whole day. That made me a whole day golden is what it did. We're going to add this pretty little, and I'm going to use dimensionals because it's special. And you know, when something's special, you give it attention. You've got to tell the whole world it's special. Really, the label's as pretty as the whole card. There we go. There we go. There's our card. Let's make sure you can see the whole thing. It's best wishes, and may the rest of your lives be the best of your lives. Whew, that was fun. So just coming back, let's talk a little bit about what's happening at Fancy Nancy. Fancy Nancy's got a busy, busy week. This is All Occasion Cards Week. That's a face-to-face class in my studio here in Spokane, Washington. And if you go to my blog, and I left the directions there in the header, that telling you how to get to my blog, which is www.fancynancystamps.com/blog, and you'll hit it. There's also an opportunity for you to sign up for my email list, and that email list will get you a newsletter. You'll find out about my face-to-face classes as well as my online classes, and it will tell you about the specials that I'm having. So, what classes do I have? I have the All Occasion Cards, which is a face-to-face on Wednesday at 9:30 in the morning. But I am getting ready. I'm taking orders for my Fancy Nancy online card class. Excuse me, it's a mouthful. And that class will ship the last Friday of the month, but I take orders through the third Wednesday, which is next Wednesday. And just know that the cost of that class is $36. What happens? What do you get for $36? Well, a lot. You get $20 to $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Goodness, all kinds of great product that will help you build the cards that we're making this month. And in addition, you will also get a card kit that allows you to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. You will get a PDF that explains everything you need to know, in many cases links to videos so that you can use those to build the cards as well. This kit ships directly to your door. This particular month I am using hand penned, and if you want to take advantage of the special, you also get the hand penned bundle. For the bundle price, no shipping and no tax. I pay that because you're a member of my club. So Just let me know when you sign up for your email list that you're interested, and I would love to bring this to you. You also might be reluctant to just sign up for a subscription for a class every month, and I don't know if I told you this time through, this is a subscription. So once you sign up, you're a member until you choose to not be a member. But if you want to try it once before you actually sign up, please feel free. I offer a class that's just, I say it's the Training Wheels class. It's all the same information, everything, but it's just you taking a chance on me and finding out what I offer in my class. And that particular bundle is $40. Otherwise, when you're a regular member, it is 30. Did I say it right? It's $36 for the class, and it's 40 for 1 month. Whew. I have so many classes going right now. My head is just full. I am so sorry. What else do I have to tell you? Oh, we're in the middle of summer shenanigans. Summer shenanigans. Let me tell you about that. Summer shenanigans is just for playing along with Fancy Nancy. You get to participate in all kinds of giveaways. And this, every 20th of the month, which is not very far away now, the 20th of the month, I do a drawing. How do you get into the drawing? Every time you watch a video and you comment, your name goes into the hat. In this case, it's a bucket. Every time you participate in an online class or a face-to-face class, your name goes into the bucket. Every time you place an order of $50 or more, your name goes into the bucket. I also have a YouTube station, and I need to put that link there. I'm sorry, I have not added that link. I'll put that in my comments today. But if you watch this video on my YouTube station or channel and make a comment, once again, your name goes into the bucket. I want you to participate, and we're going to have lots of fun. Now, here's the good news. The 20th of the month of July, August, and September, we're doing a drawing. I'm going to take all the names, all the pieces of paper, all the chips, everything goes back in the bucket on the final day, September 20th, and we will draw for a $50 shopping spree with me, and I hope that's a real draw. I'm really excited about it. So just play along with summer shenanigans. I want to get to know you all better. If you have questions, please put them in your comments and I will address them. I'm looking forward to, just as I say, getting to know all of you a little bit better. Hope you'll join one of the classes, because that's the best way for me to get to know you. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot of stamping with you. I will be back for another card or something. It could be a surprise. But I think I'm going the direct, I am not sure what I'm going to do yet, so we'll just wait. But I will be back on Thursday at 4 o'clock, and that's Pacific Daylight Time. And I look forward to bringing something new and fun to you. Until then, happy stamping. Good to see ya.